Hey, what's up guys, Little Man with a Big Opinion here. In today's video, I'm going to cover some ways to save money when it comes to storing food. Recently, I did a video talking about the MRE, all of the pros and cons that I see with it. One of their cons is buying them individually, you're going to spend about $12. Buying them bulk, you're gonna get the cheapest I've seen is about $8, between 8 and 10, and you can sometimes find deals on them on the secondary market for as low as 7 or 8 a piece, but that's not the norm. Here is an MRE that I've put together. I got it in a Ziploc bag because I plan on eating it within the next 6 months. We do have a food saver that we could, suction out most of the air, tighten it down a little bit, and, they can last a bit longer. Another pro to this is everything in this meal is something that I plan on consuming. I'm not playing the guesswork of, well, there might be an item in there that I'm not going to eat. For example, the lemon pound cake, I have eaten that so much in an MRE that I am probably not going to eat it unless I absolutely had to. Most of the time it gets traded away or it's in a 5-gallon bucket because, I'm not just going to throw away good food. The other benefit that I see to this, knowing everything that I'm going to eat, I'm a smaller person. The math on these that I'm making is roughly 550 calories, whereas a standard MRE is going to be about 1,200 calories. I would only need to eat about 1.5 MREs a day to maintain my current weight, and eating 2 is kind of pushing the boundaries of how much I need to eat if I'm excessively working out or doing some sort of manual labor. I feel like I can customize these a little bit more than the MRE options. I've got a Propel Black Cherry electrolyte in here, and there's probably 50 different flavors that I've tried and I've liked. I could throw IV, liquid IV in here. I could do Gatorade, Powerade. I could do, those concentrates that you just, squeeze into your water bottle. So, that's one thing that I can change up. I've got crackers in there. I got a 40-pack from Sam's, and it has 6 different flavors in it. So I can mix that up. I've got a protein bar, and this one specifically I think was just chocolate chip, but I like Cliff Bars. There's dozens of different options. Another electrolyte choice that I put in here that is just expands upon the drink version is I have some dill pickle chips in here that I got a little bit of pickle juice, a little bit of pickles that'll help with the electrolytes. I put some caramel candies in here, and I've got 2 packets of tuna. So between the tuna and the Cliff Bar, I'm meeting the proteins that I need to meet. I've got electrolytes. I've got a healthy amount of carbs coming from the crackers. And I am going to add one more thing to this, some sort of, dessert-like item that's maybe more sugary than I need outside of the little pieces of candy. I'm going to keep it simple as some sort of pastry, but I have a little bit of room in here. But I went with the quart size because I could carry 3 of these in about the same size as the MRE, and I think when I did the cost on this, it came out to about $3.50 a piece. So let's say I had 2 of these. I'm spending about $7 to have nearly the same amount of calories inside of an MRE. So I consider that a win. The other thing, so getting a little bit ahead of myself, these are great meals to keep for 1 to 3 years. Some of the items in there can go a little bit longer, some of them maybe not quite as long, but these are things that when I go camping, when I do any FTXs or go to drill or anything like that, this is a good option to have. On the other end of that spectrum is these guys. Freeze-dried food. This one says it's best till April of 2050. I know it's a bit longer than that. The science needs to catch up with it, but this has 560 calories in it, tons of sodium, a decent amount of protein. But buying them individually like this, at least at my Walmart, they're $11.99. Sometimes there's deals, sometimes they're cheaper at Academy, but they're floating right around that $10 to $12 mark. So we started making our own. This one is a spaghetti, and we put down our nutritional facts on the back of it. It's got 2 servings. Each serving has 300 calories in it. So we're already getting slightly more calories than the Mountain House meal. 51 carbs, 18 grams of protein. This one we didn't put any meat in it, but we did break down putting all of the ingredients because we sell freeze-dried candy. We're now selling these guys. So it's got dehydrated onions, spices, salts, tomato paste, the noodles, all those different things. And the machine, we went halfsies with a friend of ours. So the price for the spaghetti came out to about $4 a bag. So if we were strictly making these just for ourselves, it's 33% of the cost of buying one of these guys, and it's the same amount of food. We've done spaghetti, we've done chili, we've done sloppy joe meat, and we're running different things that we like. And we like the meals before they're freeze-dried. We freeze-dry them. We make one of them where we reconstitute it and try it. And so far, we haven't found anything that we dislike. We are selling these locally. Unfortunately, in the state of Texas, you have to have a commercial kitchen if you're going to, sell outside of, handing the item to a person and then handing you funds. But we are able to sell these at about a 15 to 20% discount of what the Mountain House meals are. But if we're not selling them, then we have to run our machine for roughly a year and a half to recoup the entire cost of the machine if we're buying our Mountain House meals like this. And we can make these meals without putting them into these little serving size packs. This just works out really easy when storing them in a 5-gallon bucket. But some of the bigger meals, like if you're prepping for a family of 5, you can put 2 whole trays in a gallon size bag, knowing that that'll feed your family. This is 2 servings, so you could even go a smaller size if you wanted to for one person. These bags come anywhere from like a 1-ounce bag up to, I've purchased 5-gallon bags. I don't know if they go bigger than that, but it's really up to you, how you want to store it. We just found it easiest to go with a quart size bag because that's what Mountain House goes with. The only difference is we aren't paying all of the money to have it all colorized and a big old logo and everything, which does help with the cost as well. And at our current rate, we're running our machine twice a week to do food stuff like this. So we're able to put back about 8 meals each week doing it like this. And then, resell the meals to buy other fun prepping stuff. Like everyone's favorite prepping stuff is buying bullets. But it's not just about bullets. It's, getting all of these other things as well. Bullets, bandages, beans. That's the way I like to describe it. Food, medical, security. Your 3 B's are super important. So this is my cost-effective way of, still being able to put stuff aside for prepping, but, it's not breaking the bank. We have, I say, plenty enough MREs that it's a nice change of pace to put aside something like this. Because even with all the different MRE options, you're probably going to get tired of it pretty quick. We have 7 or 8 different flavors of Mountain House food. It's really nice having the freeze dryer and being able to make the meals that we like to make. Like one of the things, I can't even remember the name of it, but it's a soup at Olive Garden that we make at home. It's got a bunch of different pastas and beans and different things like that in it. But, we make it at home, we freeze it in quart-sized bags. Once it's frozen, we can stick it in the freeze dryer and make a shelf-stable meal that's going to last at least 25 years. Because that's the other benefit to this. I still have a few of these that I remember purchasing for $8 a piece. And they've gone up a lot. They're at $12. So this meal of spaghetti is locked in at about $3.50. I think it's $3.92 is the exact number. Locked in at $3.92. Even if the world, never gets to a point where, crap's hitting the fan and, there's warlords and everything out there. If I eat that meal in 20 years, purchasing the stuff in 20 years, that might be a $25 meal. Or even if it's a $10 meal, that's doubling the price of what we have put into it. So this is kind of like storing, a edible gold or silver. It's maintaining its wealth as a food item. So mixing in freeze-dried stuff with DIY stuff for short-term and long-term solutions. If you have made your own, meals ready to eat, what are things that you add to them? Is there something that you would take out of this? Like, I've got cans of sardines that instead of doing tuna, I'll do sardines for some of these. For breakfast ones, I've thought about putting Pop-Tarts in them, or, a honey bun, or other pastries like that. Or for dinner ones, I've thought about actually making it a hot meal where I do, a ramen and a can of, cooked chicken and, add different kinds of seasonings. But for that, you have to carry some sort of, pot or something that you can warm it up with. So, let me know in the comment section down below what you would keep doing, what you'd stop doing, and maybe what you would start doing when it comes to this. If you have any questions, add them down below. I'll turn them into a video or I'll answer them. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. If you have a friend or family member that would benefit from these videos, share the channel with them. With that, catch you in the next one.